Good afternoon. I think we're live. I think everything's set up. Just making sure everything's good to go before we get started. All right. Should be all good to go. Let me know if you can not hear me. Well, let's get into a few games here. So I've been playing a lot of Historic recently, specifically the Aftermath Analyst combo. Managed to go on quite a bit of a run recently. I think we peaked at number 31, and then I lost a game. But deck list in the description, as always. And here we are. So deck's pretty straightforward. Not too many things complicating it. Um, really, at its core, we are trying to do a graveyard loop with Aftermath Analyst and either Shifting Woodland or Port of Carfell in conjunction with Lotus Fields. We can also use Lumra with Mirror Pools and mill through our deck. Eventually we'll find a Dryad of the Elysian Grove and either use Escape Shift, Crop Rotation, or just milling our deck to find our one of Valakut. And that's how we're going to win most of our games. After sideboard, when folks have a lot more interaction, we're probably going to be looking to win games with Ice-Till Explorer and Ghost Quarter. Most of the sideboard is geared towards blue decks because the tempo matchups are pretty tough. A couple well-timed counterspells can really put us under. And then, of course, the Val deck, which might be the best deck in the format. Let me turn up my mic here. Thank you, Sarek. Okay, let me know if that's better. We're still learning this and still trying to figure out with my very poor quality mic what the best way to get through this is. So, let's get into the first game here. Okay, high rank Mythic is always good. Always good. Yeah, I'm probably going to miss lines every day I play this. I miss lines. The deck is tough to play, but that's a big part of what makes it fun. This hand's a keep. We get a turn 2 Spelunking, especially on the draw. It's the biggest thing that we're looking for. Getting Thoughtseize to be tough, but... No, okay. It's probably Eldrazi. Almost certainly Eldrazi, which means we can afford to pay a life here easily. We were looking to try to turn 3 kill. I think it's just going to be the Echoing Deeps. We're going to copy Prismatic Vista so that we can put this into play, get a forest, and just increase the number of lands that we're going to bring back with the Analyst. Probably not going to be relevant, but you never know what ends up being relevant here. This, play this. Make it green, and a Spelunking. Okay, so opponent kept a landlight hand. Sucks to be them. Sucks for us that this is a basic. I think that I end up just barely mana short. No, I think we're okay here. And then, just to play around something on the Spelunking, we're actually going to also get a Minstrel here. We've got everything else. And then next turn we can go Boseiju, Escape Shift for 3 lands, and we need to come away with 6 mana. We need a Shifting Woodland. Yeah, so we don't need another Lotus Field, but we need a Lotus Field to be able to Analyst and crack. Search for creature. This is one of those spots where a Lorien revealed. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay. This is one of those spots where it would be really beneficial to have a, I think it's Valgavost Lair is the enchantment land, or a Seat of the Synod, if that's even legal. I don't know if the artifact lands are legal in this format. But we will be able to win with a Port of Carfell here, without getting Delirium. Okay, we can go Lotus Field, Port. And then with the 3-4 copies of Lotus Field, we're going to be able to mill our entire deck here. And then should be all nice and easy. Perfect. They figured it out. Okay. Easy turn 3 kill on the draw. Opponent playing Lorien Revealed, and I don't even know what this does. Oh, yeah, that's not great. Dress down is bad for us. Okay. So they have a ton of ways that they can interact here. We're just going to do not an extremely crazy sideboard, I think. I think we're going to leave most of the things at home. Against counterspells, the crop rotation is not great. Escape Shift gets worse. Yeah, I don't think that we're going to need the Bajuka Bog, and then trimming Cavernous or Crumbling Vestige, just to try to reduce the all colorless land hands. Is usually pretty useful. And then last cut can really be almost anything here. I think we're just gonna... Do we cut a Kami? Not sure what I want to do. Yeah. We'll just cut a Kami, and then I want to... Whoops, not you. I usually play on mobile, so I'm not really as comfortable with the desktop interface. Okay, we'll just do that. As if we can Ghost Quarter their basic, that gets Utopia sprawled, then we probably can't lose, I think. Speaking of Ghost Quartering their basic, that the Utopia sprawl, that's really all this hand does. We're going to ship it, look for something better. This is definitely better, so we can Seiju Kami Archway, and we can put back the Lotus Field here. That Ghost Quarter would have been great. Not you, you. Whenever you're bored down on Kamis and you see one in your opening hand, it always feels pretty great. I've not tried the exploration already. Haven't played... I think I played like one match yesterday, and lost to Blue-Black Psychic Frog. But yeah, my experience with Standstill is actually 0 in this format, but always just crack it. Grumble's fine. Yeah, like just pop the Standstill. Don't worry about being fancy. Shifting Woodland. Maybe we do want that Pachuca Bog back in after all. Okay. So if this hits a green source, then we can actually try to win anyways, even through all this. Yeah, so we'll play this first. See if they want to do anything about anything. We probably just grab the Ghost Quarter here, right? Grab the Ghost Quarter, play the Valakut, play this Blunking for the redundancy. They're both on blue, they're both on blue. We might die next turn to whatever combo they're trying to engineer. This could just be a control deck, but I suspect it's not going to be full-on control. What are greater to Summer's Hand and learn? Yep, that does indeed work. Don't they have to show you what they get with Lord? I thought they had to show us what they get. They reveal a lesson. They just chose not to reveal a lesson, I guess. Yep. That's pretty good. Yeah, so they have one free spell. Yeah, like I said, we might lose. I don't think it's especially likely that we do. Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, now that they can play the Omniscience for free very easily. And if they can't win with 4 cards in hand and an Omniscience, then something's wrong. Yeah, like the Ghost Quarter there, I don't think would have changed anything. Um, yeah. Yep, yep. There we go. Enter the infinite, sure. Okay. They figured it out. Okay. It's not so much counter spells. All their counter magic looks like it's 3 mana. Um, yeah, so all their counter magic looks like it's 3 mana. The Istal plan probably is not going to work. Because they don't actually need a ton of mana to get going. But the Ghost Quarters are still probably good. We're going to bring back in Escape Shift. We're going to bring back in a Crumbling Vestige. I don't know that I want the Majuka Bog. Let's cut an Echoing Deeps, cut a Ghost Quarter. Bring the Majuka Bog back in. Allosaur Shepherd does not do anything. So we'll bring the Kami back and a Crop Rotation pack. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, Uncounterable just does not work against Divide by Zero. Yeah, like we have the Cavern if we really need to go get it. This is not going to work. This hand wins sometimes. So we'll throw back the Cavern, I think. No, we'll throw back the Basic. No, we can't throw back the Basic. Yeah. We can toss that. Yeah. So we need one more land and Escape Shift, or we need a Crop Rotation or something. Yeah, Math Analyst is fine there, but we really just want lands. Perfect. All attack. Okay. We might be able to kill him next turn. Naturally drawing a Lotus Field would be great. There's the natural Lotus Field. They have Divide by Zero mana up. So we're just going to play this. See if there's Dress Down, Divide by Zero, or whatever. Yeah, let's just play it again. Sure. I don't think that playing the Lotus Field is particularly beneficial here. Attack for 1. I'll pass turn. Because like it's +2 mana next turn. If we play it. There are so many ways that they can stop us. So we're just going to start here, see if they have an interaction point. Let's see what we do here. It's like we need to surveil another Lotus Field or an Echoing Deeps. It's not it. We have 6. We can Colosseum. I think we wait to Colosseum next turn. Yeah. It's like we can sack the Lotus Field and the Colosseum there. We can crack again, get back to Colosseum, sack the land, sack the Colosseum, but then we don't have enough mana to woodland to Analyst again. So we're always going next turn, or like we're always attempting next turn anyways. I don't think it actually benefits us there to lose the Analyst for next turn. What is this? Tormod's Crypt, that's pretty good. Okay, so that Tormod's Crypt is just going to hold us hostage. Losing the Dryad sucks. Let's just present lethal next turn. You're gonna crit me. You gotta crit me now, bud. No, I guess that works too. That's really bad for us. Yeah. So that gives Delirium for Shifting Woodland. And then they have Activate Shifting Woodland. And then they can easily play at least 2 spells out of their graveyard for free. I don't know. I think we're supposed to lose this game. We're a faster combo deck on average, but they have a lot of convenient interaction. And it's just tough to be able to address everything. If this turned out to be a control deck that didn't pressure us, then we'd get infinite time to be able to play play through it. I guess they don't have anything useful in their hand. So then what do? We cannot kill that guy. We let me draw a card here. Oh, I think. Let's attack. Blocks the bear. He blocks the Aftermath Analyst for some reason. Okay, well. Shoot. I miscounted. If we play the Forest first, then we can crack the Analyst, and then they crypt us, and then we can activate Cephalid Coliseum and try to get somewhere. If they didn't have anything last turn, they might not have anything this turn. Make some mana. Dress down. Resolve. Pretty bad for us. Yeah, so like if they activate Shifting Woodland, which they can't do twice, then we can go looking for a Jukabog. There it is. Try to make the Omniscience. Activate this thing. Then they crypt. Solve this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, then they fade, discard their hand, return to their hand. Then they get to wish. And I think we're always dead. Yep, we're always dead. Good game. That's tough. That's a weird deck. Very weird deck. Down to 75. Man, it took 3 wins in a row to go from 75 to 50. Yeah, Zurich. I had played a lot of the Primeval Titan list on the way to figuring this deck out, and just playing 4 Exploration, 4 Kami. We can keep this. But in playing that deck, it just made me think that Crop Rotation was the good card. And just trying to figure out how I can make Crop Rotation be as good as it can be. Is kind of how I landed here. Already have one. Okay, so next turn we get to Green Sun for Minstrel, and we might be quick enough to get something done. Let's play this. It's like, if we Green Sun for Analyst there, then we've got an Analyst, like, dies to this member, whatever. But, like, if we Green Sun for Analyst there, then we still end up in a spot where we can't combo them, and we are increasingly vulnerable to kick-sowing Mycospawns, which presumably just start ruining us next turn. Unless we want to get a Dryad. I think a Dryad might be better. Because this makes any Scapeshift a lethal draw. Sure. And, yeah. Yeah. Like, this deck is more annoying than tough. On the draw, obviously. Sowing Mycospawns starting to come down on turn 3 can really wreck you. Things like Ugin's kind of whatever. If we get time, then we can just turn Shifting Woodland into a Wandering Minstrel and then play out a Lotus Field and kill him. But we do need to find something reasonably quickly. We do not have a payoff thing, and that exiled our Dryad. Oh, that's so annoying. How lucky do we want to get on Escape Shift for 4? Well, we can make it Escape Shift for 5. Escape Shift for 5 better than Escape Shift for 4? I think so. Okay, so with the Dryad gone, it's going to be kind of rough. So we want this, this. And I don't know, this. Miller Rumble. Discard them all. Solve one. We either do it or we don't. Oh, we did it. The only thing that wins the game there. Back at Lotus Field. Green. Where are you? Activate. Okay, if the lands don't move around too much, we might be able to do it. Okay, I need to put this archway into the graveyard. Come on. Look at this. I think we're just gonna have to finish in their upkeep. Still have 43 cards left. So I would like to have destroyed the Eldrazi Temple first. But I don't know that I'm actually going to get there with rope. I was not efficient enough. Just took me too long to find the line. Maybe we draw a card here. Oh, I don't actually have priority. Okay. Yeah. Just took too long for me to find the line. But it's obviously there. Obviously, with more time, the win is reasonably trivial. If there's no Kozilek's command, there was no Kozilek's command. Easy. Because even if we can't deck him, besaging him out of lands should be enough. And we will be able to do that. Even if there's a causeless command for 3 here. Come on, my guy. Come on, my guy, you can do it. Are we just timing out? Like, you either have the thing that I should have been able to prevent you from having, or you don't. Causeless command, exile my graveyard, Ugin trigger, exile Spelunking, and then I lose the game. That's all you gotta do. Yep. Well, those are some of the land choices you could do, and that's one of the exile choices you can do, sure. Okay. So we have 18 cards left in our deck. My graveyard. What do I even friggin' do here? I don't know what I friggin' do here. No, why are we running out of time already? We spent the whole time waiting for them. We spent so long waiting for them. Come on. Come on. Shoot. Let me draw one more card here. Come on, homie. Yeah, so what I need to do here is I need to find a mirror pool, which we're going to be able to do. Then I need to make a ton of copies with Kami of Bamboo Grows. Bounce this, we're going to save you. I'll just keep that, doesn't matter. Should we exile my Urza's Cave? No, I still have my Urza's Cave, okay. Get a mirror pool. Make a Kami. Oh, shoot. Strongly dislike it when that happens. Alright. Yeah. Like, we're just gonna keep besieging the Meadowlands, and we're going to make Kamis and attack them to death with 1/1s over the course of a long period of time. Yeah, obviously not the way that you really want to try to win a game. Um, but does work. Um, yeah, so this is a good match for the Ice Stills. They don't really have counter magic, but we don't particularly want to be super overloaded. Um, on these effects, we do want to be on the faster end of things. Elvish Reclaimer actually doesn't play here. So we're going to trim 2 Rumbles. Come on. We're going to trim... No, I like the Bog. And the basic. We'll trim 1 Forest. And... I don't think that actually comes in here. And often we'll cut like a Green Sun. Just because... if there's going to be a deck that plays Grafdigger's Cage, it is this one. Because Val combo is such a huge pain for it. Okay. So we convince them to concede game 1. Sand is too slow on the draw. So we'll ship it. This hand is better. It's better, but it's still real awkward. Maybe we get lucky and they just turn 1 Utopia's Sprawl and we... and then hopefully their hand doesn't do anything. Get turn 1 of Legends. Turn 1 Ghost Quarter. Oh. With luck, they drew both their basics. Draw a card, make 0 guys. Sure. Like, if they had the Caustic's Command, they should have waited, and then they could exile the Ghost Quarter and scry 1, draw 1, or make a guy. Tormod's Crypt is bad for me. But that's why we play 2. Sure. Okay, so if they're playing a ton of Chalice of the Voids, then that steers us towards trimming all of the crop rotations. Chalice of the Void is one of the cards that I have considered. I think it really is better than it looks for a deck like this. But we really want to just draw an Ice Till Explorer to encourage the Tormod's Crypt crack. But here comes the Thought-Knot Seer. Maybe here comes the Thought-Knot Seer. Yep. No more Escape Shift for us. Do we start moving towards Beseiju? I don't think moving towards Beseiju is exactly what we want to be doing. Hey, look at that, Beseiju. We saw the mountain in game 1. That's pretty rough. I don't think we're winning this one, team. Just too slow. Draw the Beseiju. Okay, so we can... No, we're still just Not going to get anywhere useful. No kick. Yeah, I'll take 9. There's no way they give this to us, I think. Yep. Well, it's not showing against the draws we want, but let's see what we can do on the play. Okay, so on the play we want the forest. On the play we want the green sun. And we want the scape shift. Do we want the rumbles? We want to get rid of all of these. Probably do want the rumbles. Let's just cut the bog. And echoing deeps. Yeah, all that good. Tormod's Crypt, Chalice of the Void. How much do we think they are likely to be doing something else? Play first. Ship that shit. Keep this one. Unhappily keep this one, I think, but we'll keep this one. I think there's a world, actually, where we want to toss the Aftermath Analyst or the Portacarfel, but yeah, we will keep a second Rumble, though. Take an untapped green source. Next. Flash Raker. That's real bad. Okay. It's like there is a world where we want to do both of these. And there's a world where we want to do this. This Flash Raker is going to kill us pretty quickly otherwise. I think that I am fine with that. Yeah, let's do that. Then we're going to keep the Eldrazi spawn around. Play the cave, play the second rumble. And as we saw last game, it was only on 2 basics. Take that. Yeah, so homie over here is only on 2 basics. So we find the other Ghost Quarter. We do have Strip Mine. They do not have access to colorless mana, which is excellent for the time being. we do not have access to... Is it more valuable to try to strip mine them next turn? It's more valuable to do this. Try to hit something for the Shifting Woodland to be. But we really do need an untap effect. Any untap effect at this point probably wins the game. Non-basic land, both basic lands. Okay. This returns things to the battlefield tapped. No attacks. End the turn. Well, if they're gonna keep their risky hand and just not do anything, then I'll just grab the Echoing Deeps. Here goes quarter. This card's a Waste Escape Battle Mage. Another Shifting Woodland. Ghost Quarter of the Forest. Do you have a land? I don't think you do. Your mana base is too greedy. They do. They've got a wastes. They've got a wastes. Let's kill that. You can't have 4 basics, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Still nothing. Okay, so here we're going to play Forest. If you play a non-basic land, we're just going to Besage you it. Rumble's technically free. Grabby the Wandering Minstrel. Hey. They need to do something pretty freaking good this turn. Oh, they got a lab. Oh, I'm supposed to Besage you it in response, aren't I? Oh well. Sorry, 7 deaths. Sure. What do you do with your 3 mana? Another Fleshraker. That is fine. Because you will have lost the game this turn. Okay, so we just got to remember the Echoing Deeps is gone. My graveyard, Echoing Deeps is going to be a Ghost Quarter. They can return on Aurora. Vestige doesn't matter. Let's do. Come on. Come on. Now, like, they could have a dismember in response, which would be pretty awkward. So I think because of that, I get that guy. And this guy. Okay, go to second main phase. Play this guy. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, they figured it out. Alright. Well, sometimes just run your opponent out of lands. I think the main deck Ghost Quarter is probably pretty good. Yeah. Let's think about a couple of adjustments. Yeah, let's think of a couple adjustments. I'll be right back. Give me like 10 minutes, I think. squeeze it when it's not ready, then it will infect other ones around it. Yeah. Polyspore in lotion. A couple days it'll be fine. That's not what that means. It's not inside your pet pipe. All right, I'm back. Just had to get a snack. Um, yeah, I had a Yavimaya in the Titan list, and it helps, but um, Eldrazi is so prominent that you can actually make it easier for them to kick their sowing Myca spawns with the Yavimaya. So I don't know if that's actually the route that you want to go. Um, but if we're thinking about changes here, we can cut one of you, and we can cut a Crumbling Vestige, I guess. Let's throw in an Exploration. And let's move one of these Ghost Quarters to the main deck. And then, what else do I want to add? Is this card on Arena? It's not on Arena. Add a second one of these. Just add a 3-drop, make it a little bit easier to get our 3-drops out. It's a weird visual bug. That's bizarre. I think we throw the bog in the sideboard. Yeah. I'm not 100% sold on the Yavimaya. I'm also not sold on um, let's update the deck list. Add one. Remove one Crumbling Vestige. Okay. Hey, we're on the play. Ship that. As much as I'm tempted to keep hands like this, Malevolent Rumble just doesn't get you where you need to go often enough. Alright. The one time we get to be on the play. Oh. We're very dead. We're very dead. Rolling to 4 makes shipping the 6 that might work out really not good. Well. Yep. Do you have a Dryad? Something? They do have a Dryad. Land. Hey, that works. Shaloscar land. Nope. Huh. Let's see if they have the battlements. If they have the battlements, then it's going to be real bad for us. Nope, just 2 Valakuts. Okay. So if we draw a land, we can kill him. We can actually win on this Multifor. Come on. We don't draw land. We can crop rotate into a Lotus Field, and then we have 6 mana, which is not enough to Green Sun, and get back in Analyst. So we need to start on Rumble. No, I don't think there's a line. I don't think we have a line here. Crop rotation, 6 mana. No, we're still right back where we started. 1 short of Green Sun for the kill. Green Sun can't get anything else here. Nope. We died. Let's not show any more cards. Okay. So Claimer, bring the Ace Tills, bring the Ghost Quarter. Never quite sure if Dismember is something that we want against this deck. It does like buy you a turn, but most of the time you're going to be cutting a card that's going to be killing them anyway. So we'll trim a Kami, trim a Green Sun. We're going to trim 2 Rumbles. I don't think we bring all the Ice Tills along. What do we cut here? Forest. I think that'll be it. Me first. Hope we got a keepable hand, boys. And we need mana and a payoff. Perfect. And they don't have the Seiju. So crop rotation is the thing that kills us. Yeah, so we're one short if we turn this into a Lotus Field. Which is not ideal, but we can hit another Lotus Field or the Echoing Deeps. Yeah, so now we can Urza Escape for Lotus Field. And what are we short? Don't have an instant or an enchantment. There's an enchantment. And it just works. Pick that up. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like this Valakut deck's pretty good. It doesn't seem like all of the lists are playing the 3-mana non-basic land to cultivate. It's like seek a forest and a mountain and a non-forest non-mountain. But like, especially if you're putting cards like Burgeoning in your deck, I can't imagine that it is better to just not play that, right? It's turn 4 kill. There's a lot of worlds where this is just too slow. Like, it looks like it's there, right? And now we're gonna mull the 4. Um, and we end up with the same hand except short land and an Analyst. Um, like, we really want to turn to the Spelunking. Like, that's what we're trying to do. If they're going to be leading on cards like Commercial District, Sunken Citadel. Shoot, that's a pretty good one too. Okay. Middle of the Castle Garenbrag with a Sunken Citadel in play. Thankfully, these aren't mountains. It's green. Do I want a crop rotation? I don't think so. Wild. That is not what I thought we'd be doing there. Okay. So we can lead on this here. See what happens. Archway is interesting. So is Lotus Field. Let's just see if their hand is things that are going to disrupt us or not. Does not appear that their hand is things that are going to disrupt us. This guy. Okay, perfect. Hey, back to where we started. Yeah. There's no crazy speed there. Just Like, game 1, turn 3 kill, doing what we set out to do. Game 2, dying. Or sorry, previous match against Eldrazi, we turned 3 killed, like we're supposed to. Like, Historic's a kind of weird format. It's kind of like Modern, where it feels like it's a turn 3 format, because a lot of decks will just kill you on turn 3, and the combo decks all are certainly capable of doing that. Like, you get that red-green Valakut deck, if it just goes turn 1 Exploration, turn 2 Dryad, and then turn 3 Scapeshift to kill you. But, like, most of the time, there's such a heavy fair plan in place, and that's really where decks like Eldrazi get to shine. Is the combo deck is reasonably likely to stumble a little bit, whether that's on mana or whether that's on redundancy. So it'll end up with this like weird fair plan against Eldrazi, right? Um, this is a turn 2 Spelunking, and then hopefully we find something else relevant. No, I think it's better to keep the Aftermath Analyst. I don't know. This is a tough choice. Because we can blow this on a Surveil right away. I think that's what I'm going to do. Not sure if this is correct. That's what I'm going to do. Rumble's okay. Okay. This probably means challenging matchup. Well, that's fine. Get a crop rotation back anyways. Okay. This is okay. Got some basics. We'll persevere. I'm gonna play this first. Just doing our best to try to go up on mana, I think, is the most important thing. This is so tough. Yeah, like, it doesn't hit our land drop, but it at least puts us to 6 mana with the crop rotation next turn. So if opponent plays something and shows us that we're open, oh, that's really bad for us. Yeah, take this. Take the redundant Spelunking. Take it, and then don't kill this one. Please. Please make bad decisions. You're only diamond. You can make bad decisions. That's okay. Yeah, taking the forest there lets us just play out the Spelunking right away. But we do need our whole hand here to be able to try to kill him next turn. Fiend Artisan. That's bad for us. Cephalid Coliseum's cool. That's cool too. But I don't know. I think just same thing as last turn. If this gets to work out, it gets to work out. But it's not getting to work out. Stew. This can be a green sun. Okay. I go. That's alright. Florala Grove, we can draw. And then we can still rotate for Lotus Field and Analyst. Let's see. Look, it is probably not what we're looking for. It's not what we wanted. Okay, so one floating. Is it shifting woodland or enchantment creature instant land? Yep. Shifting woodland. Field. Come on. Okay. Okay. Figured it out. Okay, sphere deck, board like this. And then some amount of the time Jukabog is going to be relevant, some amount of time Dismember is going to be relevant. Like, they're going to be doing ephemerate stuff. But we'll see. Kami's not as important. And then being the Thoughtseize deck, Escape Shift, Crop Rotation, they can just get stranded in your hand if you don't have cards to combine them with. And then Crumbling Vestige for the 2 lands. There we go. It's a reasonable hand. We're going to throw the Lotus Field away. A Haywire Knight. We can keep that. So the first game action we're going to want to take is Besiege this. Barrogoyf. Just need to deal damage. Yeah. Yeah, I crop rot for. Sorry, I missed what happened. Bargrove Trawler. Yeah, I crop rotation for Archway a lot. Escape Shift, including an Archway, I do quite a lot too. Just want to hit our land drops here. Still Explore's pretty good, but I would rather hit my land drops. Some amount of the time I get to just play a Lumber next turn. Yeah, playing the Aftermath Analyst there's probably better. But no blocks. I'll take a million next time. Another one. Not so bad for us. A tap land. Not so bad for us too. Let's just play this. Yeah. So does anyone know why Haywire Might is actually buffed on Arena? Like, I don't understand why Arena it's 3 life, but everywhere else it's 2. No trample, no trample. Earthen Ritual. I think we're okay. It's not one of the draws that win the game, but... So we have mana for Bear. So we start with Bear. That's pretty good. Creature, we do have a creature. We could use an enchantment. Back up to 38. All right. Okay, so that's 2 hours. 3-1, I think. Yeah, 3-1. We lost the weird combo deck. We beat Eldrazi. We beat Scapeshift. We beat Esper Blink. Yeah, so like, take your time. A lot of the time, you don't have to try to win right away, and most of the time, I'm pretty happy to lose games where I just didn't expect to die, so long as I remember those spots, rather than lose games because I scape shifted, missed, and then had no lands in play. We had one super fortunate hit with the Lumra. I think we got to look at 8 cards, and we hit the one of Lumra to win the game. That was sweet. Felt a lot like Pioneer. But yeah, that's the deck. I'll try to keep streaming every Sunday, like 2 or 3 hours, and then probably pick up a weekday and do like Historic one day, Pioneer the other day. Both decks are really, really, really good. And speaking of decks, this is the Pioneer list that I've been on, and it just feels a little bit too good. It's so challenging for other decks to be able to compete with the sheer amount of value that you get from lands like Bossing Say super slow, but there are matchups for it. But like just the amount of redundancy that's in this deck is pretty crazy. You can take out the Wish Claws if you're not in a like green white or is it heavy metagame. I don't know if we're still there. I expect we still are. Those decks are very good. And add one of each of these. But like Wish Claw is quite often both halves of the combo. You can Wish Claw for Scape Shift, and then you can Scape Shift, get Archway, Otawara with a couple Lotus Fields, and then bounce the Wish Claw that you gave to them, and then replay the Wish Claw and get another Lumra. And then the Lumra comes in, probably dies, but then you get back the Archway and the Otawara, and then you get to bounce the Wish Claw, and then Wish Claw and go get another Lumra, and you can just keep doing that until the Lumra sticks around. And then at that point, you've milled anywhere from 12 to 20 cards, and either managed to get a port off of the Scape Shift, or you can just Archway the Otawara and then start Ottawaring back the bear, and then just deck yourself out with the bear. It takes a little bit longer, but that works out quite well. But yeah, main deck Calling Ritual for best of one makes a lot of sense. This is titled best of one, but it's actually the deck that I've been playing best of three. Yeah, Calling Ritual is so good. Decks like Convoke, Izzet, and Hammer. They're so fast, but just being able to play the Calling Ritual, make 6 mana, and then play a Lumra, it's really hard to lose from those spots, right? Yeah, like you just want so much ability to be able to get your guy in play on time. Culling Ritual, I also really like with Wishclaw Talisman, because Wishclaw Talisman is a permanent for Culling Ritual to get you an additional mana on. They can't activate the Wishclaw Talisman on your turn, so you can just Wishclaw for the Culling Ritual, and then it's +1 mana. It like you put it in the graveyard, but it's a card for a card, plus all of their cards. And then Heritage Reclamation. A lot of folks don't seem to like Heritage Reclamation as much as me, but I really like it. The graveyard interaction is really potent. And then I've been liking tireless trackers. A lot of the time they're kind of whatever, but there's room to fit in one or two against mono black, and red black there's room to fit in one in the sideboard, and then blue white, if they're on a build that is particularly bad for you, then tracker is actually very good in those games. So um, like blue white can be built to beat scape shift. It just typically isn't. But if it is built to beat scape shift, then tracker is usually very well positioned. But anyways, thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll be back next week. I'll keep posting the Discord when I'm planning on streaming. It's a little bit easier for me to stream than to spend 4 hours recording, or than to spend like 2 or 3 hours recording and then spend another 2 or 3 hours editing and uploading videos. So I might just be doing it that way for a bit and just leaving the streams up. I know that it's probably easier to watch the sped up and edited down videos, but have yourselves a great weekend. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Cheers, guys.